Hey there, fellow chefs. Welcome back to CloudCostChefs, where we turn cloud waste into cloud wins, one optimization at a time. I'm your host, and today, oh boy, do we have some incredible cost-cutting recipes for you. We're serving up some hot news from AWS and Azure that could save you thousands. We've got fresh community discoveries on rightsizing that are delivering up to 66% savings. And I'm going to share some 5-minute fixes that'll put money back in your pocket before your next coffee break. So grab your favorite beverage, fellow chefs, because in the next 12 minutes, you're going to learn exactly how to slice your cloud bills like a pro. Let's dive in. First up in our Fresh Angle news, AWS just dropped some massive cost management updates in early September that most people are completely missing. We're talking about new customizable dashboards, improved anomaly detection, and something called Wait and Save in their Deadline Cloud service. But here's what nobody's telling you about these features. The custom dashboards? They're not just pretty pictures, fellow chefs. You can now cross-link your reserved instance data with your savings plan analytics, giving you organization-wide saving patterns in minutes instead of hours of spreadsheet torture. Here's exactly what you do. Head into your AWS console, navigate to Cost Management, and set up a custom dashboard that combines your RI utilization with your savings plan coverage. That's it. You'll instantly see where you're leaving money on the table. But here's where it gets really interesting. This wait and save feature in Deadline Cloud. If you're running batch jobs, rendering work, or any delay-tolerant workloads, you can now schedule these to run only during the lowest cost windows. We're talking up to 90% off with spot pricing when you're not in a rush. One fellow chef told me they cut their monthly rendering costs from $8,000 to $1,200 just by being patient with their batch jobs. And the anomaly detection? This is huge, fellow chefs. Teams are now catching misconfigured resources within hours instead of waiting for the monthly bill shock. I heard about one team that caught a $6,500 storage bucket mistake in less than an hour, thanks to these new alerts. Meanwhile, over in Azure land, they've quietly released an unbilled invoice API migration that's cutting reconciliation time from 15 hours to 15 minutes. If you're an Azure CSP partner or managing complex billing, this is a game changer. Set up this API integration now. It takes about 15 minutes to configure, and it'll free up your entire billing team to focus on optimization instead of paperwork. Now let's talk about what the community is discovering in the wild. Because fellow chefs, you're doing some incredible work out there with hybrid optimization strategies. The big trend we're seeing? Blending automation with smart hybrid tactics for daily wins. Fellow chefs are combining always-on automation. Things like auto-schedulers for dev environments, right-sizing tools, CI/CD budget checks, with focused hybrid wins like license portability and region shifting. Here's what's working. Set up auto-schedulers for your non-production environments. That's your immediate win. Then layer on hybrid benefits, like Azure Hybrid Benefit for Windows workloads, and license portability for SQL databases. Community members are reporting 30 to 66% reductions on their test and dev environments, and over 20% savings on Windows and SQL workloads through smart licensing. The implementation? Super simple. Auto-scheduling takes 5 to 15 minutes to set up. Licensing optimization takes about an hour. But the results? Fellow chefs are saving $2,000 or more monthly with these combined approaches. And here's a quick community insight that's flying under the radar. Anomaly detection and proactive alerts are becoming the secret weapon of smart FinOps teams. Tools can now send direct alerts for cost spikes, misconfigured workloads, and suspected waste, often free or built right into your existing platform. Teams adopting this setup are cutting their problem resolution time from days to minutes, potentially saving 10 to 30% on unexpected bill spikes. The 5-minute fix? Turn on cost anomaly notifications in your cloud console, connect the alerting to your team's Slack or communication channel, and boom! You're now proactive instead of reactive. All right, fellow chefs, time for our chef specials, the optimization principles that'll transform your cloud bills. Let's start with the quick wins that take 5 minutes but deliver massive results. First up, auto-scheduling your non-production environments. This is the easiest money you'll ever save. Here's the recipe. Identify all your dev, test, and staging resources. Configure schedules using either native tools like AWS Instance Scheduler or third-party solutions, and set exclusions for any critical services that need to stay running. Here's the thing. Most dev environments sit idle nights and weekends, burning money for zero business value. With auto-scheduling, you're looking at 60% or higher savings on these resources. One fellow chef told me they went from paying $4,000 monthly for dev environments to $1,500 just by turning things off when nobody's using them. The setup takes 5 to 15 minutes. But make sure you get your time zone settings right and never accidentally schedule production resources. Review your schedules quarterly to add new resources. But once it's running, it's basically free money every month. Next quick win. Enable real-time cost anomalies and alerts. This takes literally 5 minutes and can catch 10 to 30% of unexpected costs before they snowball out of control. Go into your cloud provider's cost management section. Activate anomaly detection. Configure it to email your team. And integrate with your communication channels. The key is tuning your thresholds so you catch real problems without alert fatigue. Fellow chefs using this approach are catching erroneous spikes worth thousands of dollars within hours, instead of discovering them weeks later on the bill. One team I know caught a misconfigured service that would have cost them $6,000, caught it in just 1 hour thanks to smart alerting. Auto-terminate idle resources. Another 5-minute fix with 10 to 15% monthly savings potential. Use your cloud dashboard to identify unused instances or volumes. Enable auto-termination rules. And set up periodic reviews. It's like having a sous chef constantly cleaning up waste in your kitchen. And here's a quick serverless tip. If you've got bursty or event-driven workloads, migrate them to Lambda, Cloud Functions, or similar serverless options. Takes about an hour to identify good candidates and migrate. But you can cut costs by up to 25% for workloads that don't run constantly. Now, let's talk about our 1-hour projects. The medium effort optimizations that deliver serious savings. Rightsizing compute and storage. This is where the real money is, fellow chefs. Every major cloud provider has built-in recommendations. AWS Compute Optimizer, Azure Advisor, GCP rightsizing tools. But here's how to do it right. Start by reviewing the recommendations in your dashboard. But don't just blindly follow them. Downsize gradually, switch to appropriate instance types, or reduce storage volumes. Then monitor closely for performance impact. The mistake most people make is being too aggressive too fast. When done properly, you're looking at 15 to 40% cost reduction on compute resources. Organizations with large accounts regularly report $5,000 or more in monthly savings. The key is monthly reviews. Right-sizing isn't a one-time fix, it's an ongoing practice. Implement cost tagging and showbacks. This takes about an hour to design and roll out, but delivers up to 15% savings through accountability and visibility. Define a clear tagging strategy, enforce it through policy, and then report costs back to individual teams. When teams can see exactly what their resources cost, magic happens. They start optimizing on their own because nobody wants to be the team burning through budget. Companies implementing proper tagging and showbacks often cut waste within the first quarter. For our smart spending strategies, leverage savings plans and reserved instances for predictable workloads. This takes an hour of analysis and commitment, but you can save up to 66% on steady-state resources. Analyze your usage patterns in Cost Explorer or similar tools. Commit to savings plans or reserved instances for stable workloads. Monitor for under or overuse, and reassess quarterly. The key is not overcommitting, but when you get it right, enterprise cases show 40 to 66% total cost of ownership reduction. Here are some rapid-fire daily practice tips. Move workloads to cheaper regions when possible. You can often save 10 to 20% just by choosing the right geography. Use provider calculators to compare. Start with dev and test environments. Then migrate non-critical workloads. Integrate cost checks into your CI/CD pipeline. Takes about an hour to set up, but gives you ongoing protection against budget surprises. Embed cost forecasting into your build process. Alert the team if deployments will exceed thresholds, and catch expensive mistakes before they hit production. And for emergency situations, here's your cost crisis protocol. Shut down all non-production environments. Pause unnecessary backups and snapshots. Kill any large batch jobs or scripts. And buy yourself breathing room to investigate the real problem. This 5-minute procedure can provide immediate relief while you figure out the root cause. Fellow chefs, we've covered some incredible ground today. We talked about AWS's new dashboard capabilities that can show you organization-wide savings opportunities in minutes, Azure's API improvements that cut billing reconciliation from hours to minutes, and community discoveries showing 66% savings through smart hybrid strategies. We shared 5-minute fixes like auto-scheduling and anomaly detection, 1-hour projects like rightsizing and tagging strategies, and smart approaches to savings plans and regional optimization. The bottom line? Every single tip we covered today is immediately actionable, with real fellow chefs seeing real results. Whether you save $2,000 monthly through auto-scheduling or $15,000 annually through comprehensive rightsizing, these aren't theoretical savings, they're money in your pocket. Head over to CloudCostChefs.com for detailed implementation guides, community discussions, and even more cost-cutting recipes from fellow chefs just like you. Keep optimizing, fellow chefs. And remember, every dollar you don't waste on cloud infrastructure is a dollar you can invest in growing your business. Until next time, keep those cloud costs cooking.